What's up, everybody? Matthew, my real life TV 505, back at it again, here with another video for you. And this video is going to be a little bit different here. It's going to be a strain review. It's going to be a little bit about how the weekend has been going, a little bit of interactions that I had with some other people and some other uh, companies with their THC and their CBD products. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my day and give you a little bit of a history. So I'm going to go ahead and start off here and tell you, a lot of you may or may not know. First, I want to thank you all for viewing, subscribing, watching, and sharing. It really means the world to me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So going on, I want to let you guys know about a year and a half ago, actually, April 2018, I was involved in a very horrific motorcycle accident, very life changing experience for me. Um, I was riding over to a friend's house in the middle of the day. The older lady takes a left-hand turn right in front of me. So I smack into the vehicle, slam, boom, goes sent up. From what I've been told, went sent up 10 feet up in the air, came down on my face and arms. I broke literally about a dozen bones all across my upper body. So let's go ahead and start with the left side. So my elbow broke where it came out of the skin. So I believe they call it compound fracture or something like that. Anyways, the elbow came out there, and then going up, I had broken three parts of the upper humerus, completely exploded and shattered the humerus. Broke the left clavicle collarbone. I also crushed my chin. I lost several teeth, about three teeth. Um, Broke my jaw. Had my nose crushed in. Fractured my eye sockets. I broke my right arm on this side here. I broke this arm. I have a rod that goes down that arm. I've had two surgeries on this left arm. I had two broken ribs, and not the scapula is the shoulder blade, so this is clavicle. And then I broke the clavicle and scapula. I broke the scapula, the right shoulder blade, basically. Um, so those were the bones I broke in that accident. So kind of a crazy boom, 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 boom. But pieces of bones were shoved under my chest cavity, stuff like that. So very, very fortunate to be alive. Very, very lucky to still be here. Very lucky that I'm not missing a limb, because there was a chance I almost lost this arm. As you can see, this arm doesn't rise. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. You can even see it in the shoulder here. So a lot of that I have Gaucher's disease. Well, Gaucher's disease, one thing that it does, if you paid attention to that one video, it makes your bones extremely brittle. So easily to fracture. Well, today I got up because a year ago I lost a very good friend of mine, a person I consider to be a best friend, and he was involved in a motorcycle accident, and unfortunately it took his life. Today I wanted to go out to visit him at his graveyard. He is in another city within my state, so I have to cross several cities to get there. I jumped on my Harley. I have about a 2008 lowrider. Jumped on my Harley and went out to go see my friend, and I didn't make it very far, unfortunately. The motorcycle accident that I was involved in it really jacked up this arm, like really bad. I mean, you figure he broke the elbow, three parts of the upper humerus, completely exploded this bone. I mean, this whole left arm is just pretty messed up. A lot of nerve damage, a couple of dead nerve endings. Had two surgeries on it already. Had hardware in it at one time. Had the hardware taken out, so that way bones confused. And it's been a pain in the ass. So I went to go see my friend today, and as I was riding, we had a high amount of wind out here in Albuquerque today, and it was in between here and Los Lunas. It was just really kicking my ass and pushing me all over the place, and I was having to fight the wind, and my arm was just getting so jacked up, man. Like, I was screaming inside my helmet. I'm glad I have a helmet on, but I was screaming inside and screaming in the helmet in pain, because the roads out here are just so crappy, man. In Albuquerque and Los Lunas, like in New Mexico, we just have crappy roads, potholes everywhere. And so it's a pothole state. I'm riding, I'm hitting potholes and just trying to avoid it, and just bouncing and slamming, and wind is pushing me around, and my arm is just getting jacked from the shoulder into the arm, into the back of the shoulder blade, and it's dropping off the bars. I'm throwing it back up and throwing it back up, and it's just getting hard for me to hold. And so I decided, you know what, I talked to my buddy while I was riding, talking to him in spirit, and he was like, you know what, man, I tried, brother. I tried to make it out there. I know my arm's not going to let me. I have to just cage it up there, you know what I mean? So I made it into Los Lunas, turned back around, came back home, started flying back home. Arm was just killing me coming home, man. It just seemed like every pothole in the world was just developing right in front of me. Um, Finally, I made it home. I had to take a break on the bike for a while. I had to take a few breaths. The pain was so bad it made me nauseous. So the pain was so intense. 10 out of 10. I mean, 100 out of 10. I mean, if you wanted to measure pain, if you wanted to measure the pain, this was pain. And I felt like the only way that my arm felt better was like as if it was sling up. Like I had to hold it up. And even then, it wasn't okay. So as soon as I got home, I told Natasha right away. I was like, "Baby, I need to go. We need to go to the dispensary. We need to find somebody open and go get me something to get this pain under control." Because the amount of pain that I had, mind you, with this amount of pain I had, I would usually take 2 5 milligram oxycodones as well as taking 1,000 milligrams worth of Tylenol. So basically making a Percocet and taking a tizanidine, which is a muscle relaxer, just to get that pain under control. Now, taking those medications also made me feel dopey, droopy, funky, weird, moody, depressed. I mean, all kinds of different. And then when the pills are wearing off, you feel angry and aggressive, and your pain is back. So I mean, I didn't want to go that route. So I said I want to go to the dispensary. So we took a ride on down to Cannabis Good. Cannabis Good is located off of Osuna and Golden. If you want the exact address, there it's 6614 Golden Court Northeast. And at Cannabis Good, these people are absolutely amazing, amazing people. Great, very, very helpful, very knowledgeable, very well educated. And the great thing about them is that yes, you have to have your cannabis card in order to make a purchase, but you do not have to have your cannabis card to go in there and ask them any kind of questions. I mean, if you want to go in and they'll take you into a separate room and they will educate you specific to your needs on what they would recommend for you. So I mean, if you're considering getting your cannabis card, I would go on down to Cannabis Good. Talk to one of the professional bud tenders down there. They'll pull you aside, talk to you in private, more about what your condition is, what's going on, what kind of medicating you're looking for, and I mean, hands down, they're gonna be great people to help you out. So while I was there to get my pain under control, I was talking with one of the bud tenders, and she had recommended that I try well, I knew what I wanted when I went in. I knew I wanted Cannabubble. I wanted a 100 milligram root beer Cannabubble. I mean, that stuff is amazing. The root beer tastes just like root beer. You don't really taste the cannabis in it, but you definitely feel the effects of it. So I got a 100 milligram indica Cannabubble root beer. I also got 2 grams of flower. I got Blue Dream. So it's a hybrid. This one's a hybrid sativa dominant. So I got this one over there at Cannabis Good, and let's see if we can get you a good little image here. We try to get a good image on this camera, but it's nothing like the phone. So I'll post some phone images for you later. But I did stop by and I picked up some Blue Dream. Definitely, the bud tender recommended that this is a great relaxing type bud. So great for pain management, great for joint pain, great for muscle spasms, and so I got Blue Dream. And she says the bud tender's telling me it's a good, it gives you a good little peak. And of course, the more you do, the more of that indica effect you'll start feeling from it. So you'll start off with like a sativa effect, but the more you smoke, you can fall into an indica effect. So I picked up that. I also went and picked up a pre-roll as well. It was the San Fernando Valley OG Kush. So I picked up one of those, but I smoked that like as soon as I could. Um, to get my pain under control, this is what I got. And so as soon as I got home, I medicated. Man, I took my 100 milligram root beer and I slammed that thing, man. I just slammed it, and then I smoked my San Fernando Valley OG pre roll, and that San Fernando Valley, man. I love that strain. It was an indica dominant, and it was just so like it automatically just kind of made me kind of like feel like I'm gonna forget. The pain was still there with certain motions, but my mood was like not paying attention to it anymore. Like my attention just wasn't on that anymore. My attention was just more of like thank God, smoking. I got my mind off of it. Kind of felt like a release, like a relief, and that was good to hold me over just until that way it could kick in. That way till that drink could kick in, and So what else I did was on my way out of there, I did stop. There's a CBD store right in front of Cannabis Good, like on your way in. And so great people down there. They're very knowledgeable when it comes to all products really, but when it comes to the CBD, these guys really know their stuff. And so they definitely helped me out because I wanted to get some flour, some CBD flour to mix with my THC flour. So that's where I went, and I went ahead and I picked up this right here. And this is from Hempire Flower Company, and this strain is called Spectrum. So this is a CBD bud, and it's called Spectrum. So I got me an eighth of that, picked that up. I'm gonna mix that with my Blue Dream. So I'm gonna mix some CBD and some Blue Dream. I'm here talking to you guys. Let's see here. Oh, that pain! I'm so sorry. I'm still having like muscle spasms and aches. Anyway, so I did do this earlier where I mixed my CBD and my THC flower. And I did that earlier when I smoked my J. I took the drink and I smoked a J of these flowers that I mixed together. And it all in all, by the time the drink kicked in and took effect, by the time the flowers took their effect, it took about 3 hours, almost 4 hours, about 3.5 hours to get my pain back under control from that ride that I took, which was only 1 hour from here to Los Lunas and back, which is nothing. And it took me that long just to get my pain back under control. So I know my buddy that passed away in a motorcycle accident a year ago would not be mad at me. If anything, I know that he would be totally understanding. I mean, he knew what was going on with me prior to my motorcycle accident when I had to stop working at Harley. That's where me and this guy met. Me and this guy met at Harley Davidson when we both worked there, and we just developed this friendship. We developed this bond, almost like a brotherhood. And he's about a year older than I am, so we're pretty fairly close. We're really close in age, and we became really good friends. And it was just I called him a best friend because there was stuff that I could share with him that I just felt like I couldn't share with like the average friend, or family member. So, mm, so the smell of this right here, once it's all like grinded, there's just such a sweet like smell to it. Where just like makes your mouth water. I can't explain it. It's so good. Blue Dream is a personal favorite, one of my personal favorite strains. Anyways, going on. Me and this guy, we had developed a really close friendship. I mean, we worked together, we hung out together, we did all kinds of stuff together. When I had my motorcycle accident, this dude was right there, bringing me, by my side, being like, "Yo, Mouse, what do you need? I could bring you oatmeals, and soups, or whatever, since your mouth's wired shut." And I was like, "Oh, bro, your company is enough." He visited me in the rehab center when I was trying to get my use of my arms back, and I miss him a lot. We both shared motorcycles together, and since I had my accident, since he passed away, I just haven't been riding like I used to. My pain is there. There's a little bit of an anxiety there now, but I know he would totally understand what's going on with me and why I couldn't make it. But today there was also another ride for this gentleman named Ollie. He was in the military. He's out here in one of our local MCs, a motorcyclist, and unfortunately he committed suicide. So I plan on doing a lot more interviews with veterans. I've already met a few. I got some lined up, and talking more about like the benefits of medicating with cannabis and seeing if it has helped any of them. With any issues of PTSD, suicide, depression, anger. Suicide rate is really high, especially for veterans right now, and it's so sad, man. I was raised by a Vietnam vet, and it's sad that these guys go out there, sacrifice their life, and come back home, and there's nothing for them. It makes me sad, and it makes me want to find a way to like help. Even though I haven't experienced it or been there myself, I want to help. Maybe even get them in touch with each other to help one another. Vets helping vets, kind of like cannabis patients helping cannabis patients. So we're all rolled up. I'm gonna smoke it up. Um, I just want to recommend this video to you guys. I know it's been a little bit of a longer video, but I just want to recommend it because pain management. I mean, I didn't have to take a single pill today. I got my pain under control, and you know what? It took just as long to get my pain under control using cannabis as it would to do it with pills. You take oxycodone, Tylenol, tizanidine, Seroquels, all those meds to try to get yourself to feel normal. And guess what? It's still going to take you at least 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours for it to take effect in your body and to start to feel the effects and to feel better. And why not use cannabis to do that? So that way, when your cannabis wears off, you can still feel normal. You don't feel like these pills have made you feel dopey or lower or anything. I mean, I was taking some medications that changed my mood and made me somebody I wasn't, and so I hated it. And I realized it, and I stopped those medications because they weren't doing anything for me. And I stuck with my CBD and my cannabis. I just up my CBD dose a bit, and I felt better. So definitely just want to recommend it to you guys. I'm gonna fire up this strain right here. And thank you for taking the time to listen to this video today. I know it wasn't much, but I just want to kind of talk about the pain that I experienced today, where I went, and what I had to take to get my pain back under control without having to use prescription medications. Um, so even if you have like a PTSD issue, like I have a little bit of this motorcycle. The motorcycle crash did a lot to me physically and mentally, and then losing my friend to a motorcycle crash really messed with me a lot. So cannabis is something that I use today to make me feel better, to make me feel normal, and to make me feel like it's another day. So I'm smiling, I'm feeling better. I've had taken in quite a bit of medicinal cannabis today and CBDs, so I feel a lot better. Thank you guys for taking time to listen to this video. Again, I will be putting out another video about this, a little bit more about this weekend, about the Harvest Fest that I went to, and some of the cool people that I got to meet while I was there. So thank you guys ahead of time for taking the time, and look forward to the future.